Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome back to another episode of Humoraholics. I am one of your hosts, B. We have Chandler, and we have our friend Rye joining us today.
Yay!
Yo. Or should I say, hey.
Hey, Rye is from Canada, and Mila just opened up my door. Thanks, Mila.
The resident Canadian on the server.
Yes, the resident Canadian, who I get to see in 5 days.
Bastards.
Oh my god, it's 5 days away. That's crazy.
Yes. But Rye, would you, since Rye is our guest, Rye gets the honors of giving today's dad joke.
Sure. So obviously I have to find a, Canadian-based one. So why was the maple syrup so sad?
Why?
Because it was sappy.
Hate.
That one was outrageous.
It was so good. Mila, please stop.
Isn't that the whole point of dad jokes?
That's true.
Honestly, though. Honestly. So, before we get started in today's... we don't really have a topic, we just decided to record. Well, before I get into this, I have to freaking go yell at Mila, so you two talk for a second.
Let's go yell at your pussy.
I didn't know that Mila had opposable thumbs if she could just open the damn door.
Shop Chandler.
Oh, we're not doing this.
No.
Don't bring it to this too.
No.
Yes, bring it up.
No.
No, but anyway.
When I was listening over last week's, that was the funniest thing ever. I forgot about that. I had been so accustomed to me seeing that group chat with the Shishmore Trunks.
No one really asked for this update. I mean, okay, I think one person did. But before we get into rant or whatever the topic we've decided to talk about, I would like to update everybody from the last episode of everything that happened. So after we ended the podcast, ended recording, me and SoundCloud guy obviously kept talking.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I saw a YouTube comment that was phenomenal.
I saw it too.
I feel like that should be the new nickname.
Dot guy.
Yeah, dot guy.
Oh my god, yes.
No, it's SoundCloud guy.
I wasn't fine with that one from the get-go,
Anyway.
But whatever.
Shut up. So we were texting, and he was basically like, I want to be able to, I don't want us to block each other. I still want to be in your life and everything. I just don't think it can be romantically. And I was like, I don't think that could happen. It's just, after everything that's happened, I think it'd just really be hard and uncomfortable for me. And I had basically been like, I see this going one of 4 ways. One of them being, we keep talking, hang out, maybe become friends with benefits, and it may eventually lead to something. 2, we say we're going to keep in touch, and then in a few days, one of us blocks the other one. We say we're going to keep in touch, we check in on each other once every few months, and then end up just deleting each other because we don't talk anymore, or we just end things. And he was like, oh, I like the first option. And I was like, okay, then can we discuss, that really wouldn't be burp. Can we discuss the boundaries of that? And he was like, can we in the morning? And I said, sure. So this was the conversation the next morning, and I screenshotted it. I had asked if we could talk about it, and he was like, I'm at work, and I'm already having a shitty day, so I guess let's get this started. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't wait all day to have this conversation. And then I said, I guess the first thing I wanted to bring up is, what's the plan? Are we just going to be friends, or are we going to hang out / be friends with benefits? And he said, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Probably just friends for now, because friends with benefits won't help you. And I said, like I said before, I don't think I could handle just friends. Not with how I felt towards you, not with how I'm feeling now, and I know exactly how it will go if we try to be friends. He said, okay, then why even ask? I said, well, I wanted to know what your thoughts were. And he was like, I thought last night was clear. I didn't want a romantic relationship. I feel all of those are just asking. Oh, because I forgot that I sent a screenshot about all my questions. And he's like, I feel like all of those are just asking about what's already been made clear. If I don't want to keep talking, Wait, if I don't want to keep talking to pursue a relationship, then why would we only exclusively talk to each other and go on dates? Because one of the questions that I had written down was like, are we still exclusively going to talk to each other? Are we talking to other people too? And I said, okay, I'm sorry. I was just trying to understand whatever this is. He said, I mean, why though? I made it very clear where I'm at. I said countless times last night, I do not want a romantic relationship, so why keep asking if that's what we can have? And I said, that's not what I'm asking for. I said, last night, when I brought this up, I said the first option could be us staying in each other's lives, checking in, hanging out, maybe friends with benefits, maybe leading somewhere down the road. And you said you picked the first option. So then I asked if we could discuss that more, and you said in the morning. So this is me discussing that because it sounded like that's what you wanted. He's like, oh, well, I didn't see that last part. And I was like, I told you I wanted to discuss it and talk boundaries because if you so wanted for us to be friends with benefits and shit, there needs to be some boundaries, and I'm not going to be just another fucking girl you can talk to and fuck. I'm not around just when it's convenient. I can't be around knowing that there's others. He was like, okay, then we'll just stop fucking talking altogether, Beth. Jesus Christ. I said, you're such an ass. He said, no matter what the fuck I say isn't what you want me to hear, so it's a lose-lose situation for me either way. I was like, I was simply explaining how I felt about the situation. He was like, okay, this has been nonstop bullshit for the past 5 hours. I don't want a relationship, point blank, period, end of discussion. Want to be friends, cool, but I don't want anything more than that, and that's that. Now that should be very clear so there's zero confusion. I was like, well, not after all this, not after the lies, after the bullshit, not after being yelled at for trying to explain my feelings and trying to understand the situation. You fucking walked all over me. He's like, you're dramatic as fuck, dude, Jesus Christ. Lies, bullshit, okay, kid, fuck out of here. And I said, you told me things when you felt differently, aka lies. He said, yeah, for sure, end of discussion. Goodbye. And I went, fuck off, and we blocked each other.
Yeah. So what are you guys gonna name your pet dog you have together?
So, but Rai, since you're here, if you wanted to give your opinion on that whole situation.
This fucking shit, this guy always agrees to talking or whatever, and then the next second he's like, oh, fine, let's just get this over with. And it's like, what the fuck? Just you want to talk about things, you want to do all this. I don't.
Yeah.
I just
turning
I don't
the
know.
tables.
It seems to flip flop between your, as we so kindly call them, cows, crush of the weeks in our little friend circle. I personally find I alternate between liking them and not liking them. Sometimes it's whatever, and this one from the get-go I wasn't a big fan of, so.
Oh yeah, I know. This is not. There's
Also,
been a few that
I have
I've
no
talked
idea
to.
how clear my audio is coming through on your ends.
It sounds like on Discord.
Yeah,
so.
nothing's changed on that front.
Oh, okay, wicked.
But I think, especially since I started Discord, you guys have been around for 1, 2. Okay, wait, are we gonna talk? I'm not gonna say names, but are we talking about the people that no, are we just including the people that I've talked to / dated?
Who else would we be
In this
including?
yes?
Yeah, who else is there?
Right. Well, alright, so people that I've romantically dealt with would be 1, 2.
Don't get a
I
nosebleed.
can't remember if you guys were around. Well, I can't remember if you guys were around. No, that guy was not around before the Discord. He was around right when it started, I believe.
Here's an easy way to think.
so,
Here's
yeah,
an
no
easy
matter.
way to think about it. Was it before or after the hype train?
Shut up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys. Well, 5 people.
5 guys? I love their burgers.
Because I was right as I was starting the Discord and everything. I was with my one ex, but we don't talk about them because we have no beef with them, but it's also privacy and stuff. And technically, you guys, the thing is, you guys didn't even.
I thought of the same goddamn thing.
You guys don't even. I don't even think you guys knew that we were together because we hadn't even said it.
No, but you
until
put it on
after
like
we had-
TikToks that are now deleted. So yeah, I knew about it.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
which
But
one?
I posted. Two TikToks with this person, and then I deleted them like 2 days later.
Yeah.
With that person?
Oh God, how do
Like,
I
with their-
how do
okay,
I
wait,
give
no,
you
no,
a
no.
hint or a clue?
No, fuck. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, with them, like, physically, or with, like, just their name being in there?
With them physically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to say it, but
I don't
I want
know.
to make a joke, but
Anyway.
it's so gonna get cut if I do it, so I'm gonna hold off.
What's the joke?
I was gonna say, just to make sure we're thinking of the same person. Do they have the last name, or is their first name referring to?
Yes.
That's what I. Okay.
Yes.
Obviously, talking about.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right.
TikToks
did you
with
catch-
him? No, I get the joke. I clearly have the brain cell right now.
Okay.
Or we are sharing the collective brain cell at the moment.
Okay, so that person. Anyway, and then was Coffee Boy.
Oh God.
Do you guys
Oh,
remember
God.
I
Coffee
try
Boy?
and forget.
At this point, like, I don't even remember their real names, and I just know them based off the fucking nicknames.
Right.
My go-to is always the haircut, and I like rate them in my head on how bad they were. Coffee Boy is like really far down there.
Well, like, here's the
Coffee
thing.
Boy was bad.
Is like basing them off looks is really hard because half
none
the
of
time
them
they
have
all
been
look
hot.
the same. They're all fluffy haired white gamer boys
Nope,
who
not-
wear glasses. No, okay, not all of them, but most of the
Most
time
of
this
them,
is
yes,
the
but
freaking
Coffee
bracket they
Boy-
fit into.
Coffee Boy did not have fluffy brown hair.
Yeah, Coffee Boy.
Coffee Boy had
I didn't
that
say
thin,
brown. I did.
Okay, but
Didn't say-
Coffee Boy had the slick, thin blonde hair.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Does Coffee Boy?
Wait, Coffee Boy was the one who had that dog, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I
that?
forgot about that dude. Six
I forgot
dudes.
about that one too. Oh my God.
No, Coffee Boy was the one back in
Yeah. So hopefully.
who joined Discord and turned the camera on, but put figurines in front of the camera.
Oh, that was literally the one I was thinking about. I was like, was
Yeah,
this the
that's
dude?
Coffee
Like, I'm just like, it's hard to remember what they look like when they just come on Discord and just put a fucking Pop Funko figurine in front
Yeah.
of the camera.
I always,
no,
I
that was
always
Coffee
remember
Boy.
Coffee Boy because they kind of looked like.
What?
That's literally what I chalk it up to every time. Like they look like they or
Jesus
something.
Christ, Chandler. That's gotta get
All right,
cut.
first bleep.
that was but Coffee Boy, I don't know, it wasn't like a bad situation, but it was
It
just
wasn't
like,
a good one.
it wasn't a good
See,
one, like
So that's here's the thing for those that are uninitiated. I mean, anybody that's listening besides like Jeff, or if anybody, I don't know if anybody else in our little group listens to these, but so we have our little Discord server with the closer friends, and whenever B finds a new crush of the week, and eventually they usually end up in the Discord, you know, playing Jackbox or Cards Against Humanity or whatever with us. And basically this person is being thrown to the wolves because we will make all the jokes about B, all the jokes about this person. We will rip into them. Not like meanly, but it's like, you know, when you're with like a new friend group and it's like, hey, you know, you just get thrown right in. And some people survive and some people don't. It's like a Coliseum death match,
right.
but it's been a hot minute since we've had that happen.
It's but with Coffee Boy it was more of a casual thing. Like he wanted to put a label on it, and I was like, sure, I guess. But like, I never was like, oh, this is my boyfriend. But like, we hung out all the time and went out to bars with his friends because that was really like the only group I had to hang out with the last couple months of that I lived in Iowa. And then that whole ending was kind of just blah. And then like I moved back, and like the day or two after I moved back, like he had texted me and everything, and I was like, yeah, I want to stay in your life. And I blocked his number. And then I was dating school guy over the summer.
So I was gonna call him Rocket League guy.
No, because there's too many
Rocket
guys that I
League
feel
men.
that played Rocket League.
They're the Rocket League.
Oh my
Yes.
God. But there's the school guy, and then there was Corgi guy.
Sounds like the best
I
guy.
forgot about. He was cool. And then
Wait, is that
motorcycle guy came in the way.
I don't remember. Was it? I thought there was somebody had a Shiba Inu, or was that motorcycle guy?
Oh wait, no, it wasn't Corgi guy. Yeah, he's a Shiba guy.
Psycho
I
guy.
don't know why I said Corgi.
I was gonna
guy.
say.
Shiba guy, but then I stopped talking to Shiba guy because of motorcycle guy.
I don't even remember his name, but he was around for like 2 days.
He was around for 2. He was on the Discord one day.
I feel bad for him, honestly.
I really do too, and I tried to reconnect with him, but we had like the blandest conversation. I was like, okay. But then motorcycle guy, and then after motorcycle guy was SoundCloud guy. So.
I think you're missing a couple in there too.
This sounds like the worst.
I'm not.
This is the worst sequel to Goldilocks I've ever heard in my life. This one's too hot. This one's too cold. This one likes to play Rocket League too much.
I'm not missing any. There's no way I'm missing any.
I think if we're on the, I mean, I don't think it was a romantic interest, but there was guy.
That's why I said at the beginning before I went on to this, I was like, are we talking romantic situations or like other situations?
Okay, it was still a romantic situation, just not romantic from your side.
I'm talking about like my side. Like we were almost dating. Or at least dating at least. Yeah, that's a situation. But also, like our favorite thing to do, I have a cut on my finger. What?
Hey, go squeeze a
Hold
lemon.
on. No. I don't know where that's from, but
Go baste your hands in some chili oil.
Oh.
thank you. Anyway.
Oh, I'm
Need
sorry.
some hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that just
No,
reminded
I'll
me
put a Band-Aid
that
later.
that just reminded me of something horrible that I have to share. So
I think you have to.
So my mother, who is probably listening to this, you know how she does. She
Does your mother actually listen to these?
she does, and
Oh my
and
God,
then
that's
she
amazing.
reams Beth about the things she says, so it's quite funny.
Of course.
Yeah, so she was cooking one day for like some big family thing, I want to say, and she was making stuffed jalapeno poppers, like with the cream cheese and all that.
Oh.
They might have been bacon wrapped. I can't fucking remember. It was so long ago.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, she's doing it, and then later that night, or like later in the day, she's like, "Oh my god, my fucking fingers are on fire," and she's like not correlating that she was just dealing with spicy peppers, and she's like, that was like some of the worst pain she's ever felt in her life, and like I can envision her dunking like her hands in milk. Like that was an ordeal for, I want to say, like a few days. I could be wrong, but to this day, anytime she has to make something, I'm like, jalapeno poppers, just to be to be an ass.
Good job.
That brings up an interesting topic to kind of change directions on this instead of same kind of things that we all hear as a group. What is the most or the worst physical pain You guys
Okay,
can
hold on.
remember being
But before we start this, I want to finish my thought before Chandler
Oh.
interrupted me.
Because you actually remember thoughts now?
I somehow remembered this. But if you're in our Discord and you get close to us and then you get kicked out of the Discord, you become a joke
Yeah.
with
Oh,
Cards Against Humanity
yes.
and Jackbox.
You get
So
owned.
it's like we'll talk about like I don't know. It's fucking hilarious.
We'll talk
So-
about the worst things you explained to us.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The thing is everybody becomes a card anyways. It just depends on the level of the card. Whether you get to play yourself or we get to play you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
put the card that says Chandler in it. That's funny, haha. But then I see like Chandler fisting a midget, and then I'm like, oh, looks like we took a turn
Anyway.
in this game.
Yeah. So that's the good part. That's what I wanted to say. But going back to Rye's thing, where's physical pain?
That's not like emotion, not on because obviously when you are physically upset
Yeah.
and emotionally distraught, it does bring on physical pain. But I'm talking something besides that,
Ooh.
like an injury or you played your saxophone too hard or something like
I
that.
played my saxophone too. Okay, so I'm thinking of 3 different instances because I don't know. I can't honestly think which one hurted more. I know that when I broke my wrist, I remember it hurting, but I don't remember it hurting that much. But when I broke my ankle, that hurt really bad. When I got my rib tattoo, that was some of the worst pain I've ever had. And then when I tried to OD, that did not feel good. Not at all.
Jesus. I mean, mine seem a little lesser than that. Oh my god. Cut that, please. I just inhaled like a fly or something. I went to speak and I'm like,
Good job.
restart that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I have a couple stupid ones, but I seem to witness the pain more so from other people than experience it myself. Because
Bear witness.
yeah. Now, so when I don't know if Ryan knows, but I know Bethany knows, but when I was a baby, my grandma was playing fetch with me like a dog, and like I'm 1, mind you, crawling and running around on my hands and knees. She rolls the ball and it goes under a bush. I charge after it and a stick stabs me through the eye.
Oh.
Damn,
Oh.
yeah, right through. And then my mom freaks out. Obviously, my grandma apologizes to this day, and I like to tease her about it because it's funny. Because nothing happened.
Chandler.
My eye's fine.
Chandler.
Yes.
If I were to get you for a birthday gift, since your birthday's coming up in a month, a stick with a candy eyeball on it.
Oh, that looks like something they'd eat in Shrek. That'd be fire. No, you know those glasses with the big fake nose and the mustache, the fake ones? Just have a stick coming out of one so it looks like I got fully stabbed. No, anyway, so I did that and I went to the hospital and I was screaming red in the face. I kind of looked like the Airhead logo of just the balloon with just how red I was. And the doctor could not get me still and take the stick out of my eye. It's sticking out of my eye, as an infant. And they can't fucking get it because I keep moving. My mom takes the tweezers or something, whatever it was, out of the doctor's hands. And it's just bink! And then I was just like, oh, I'm good. I stood still because it was my mom. But the doctor, I'm like, no! And I think there's a slight thing, slight dot in my eye, but it's so you can't fucking tell what it is. There's no, yeah.
I had a paper cut in my eye.
Oh! How? Were you really,
Okay.
really, really intently reading a birthday card?
No. Okay.
You got a pop-up book and you got too close.
Okay, hold on. It was 3rd grade. I'm sitting in art class next to my best friend at the time, Lexi. We're still friends now, but we're not as close as we used to be, which is fine. We were drawing something, and it was on construction paper.
I so hope that they made a paper airplane and threw it in your eye.
And like, I didn't start wearing glasses till like sophomore year, so I didn't have glasses on in 3rd grade. So I pick my paper up to like show her, and I pick it up and put it in front of my face, and the corner of it goes into my eyeball, and it slices my pupil. And my mom comes to pick me up, and I had to wash my eyes out in the eye wash station, and I had to wear an eye patch for a couple days, and that's why
You were a pirate?
And that's why my left eye is worse than my right eye.
Oh my god, I hope there's pirate pictures of you somewhere.
I'm sure there are. Well, I also, when I was little...
You sure there what?
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are.
Well, because, like, when I was, like, little, my favorite thing to do, because, you know, I have crunchy parents.
Crunchy?
Yeah. You haven't heard that term?
No, like the peanut butter?
Okay, no, like...
Crunchy and granola.
Yeah, my parents are smooth.
Like, more like, okay, so they're kind of like... They try to not do as much, like, technical stuff. They try to get you out to, like, play in nature and read or build stuff.
I've never heard that ever.
Okay.
And you live in fucking California and you haven't heard this shit before?
Well, I grew up in Georgia, so that's even weirder that you wouldn't think that.
So...
Wait, the country or the state?
Yeah.
But... So, like, growing up, I just made stuff, and apparently my favorite thing to do was to take an empty box of toilet paper, because we would get them in bulk, and then get a wrapping paper roll and duct tape it to the bottom of it. Like, I'd sit inside of it, duct tape it so it was standing up, and then duct tape a toilet paper roll around, like, at the middle of it, and it would be my pirate ship, and my dad, because we have hardwood floors, would just push me around in it.
That's fire.
And I might have a picture I can send you guys later.
That's sick.
But, like, I would do it all the time, and then, you know, by the time that would break down, guess what? Another month has passed, and I can make another one.
Yo, we should make an Instagram and, like, post the pictures that we discuss. Like...
Oh my god, I'll make a Humoraholics Instagram, and then it will, like... Everything, like, here are all the pictures that we talked about in this episode.
Yeah, this episode just came out. Yeah, that'd be fire.
And it'd be like pictures without context. And then you're like, what the heck do these mean? And then you watch the episode or listen to the episode and you're like, oh.
Like right now, they see the picture right now and it's like, okay, it looks like a little sailboat or something made out of cardboard. And then the last picture is just the Michelin Man. And we're like, how did we get here?
Yeah, because we'll have to, like, Google search certain video pictures to be like, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, Rye, what's the most painful thing you've endured?
So I actually have a story similar to yours. So when I was moving from Southern Ontario out to BC with my parents when I was about 4 or 5.
Oh, no.
We got one of those hotel rooms where there's the door between the two rooms, so they're like linked together. And so my parents had one of the normal rooms and I had the other one. I was so upset, you know, there's the 2 queen beds. I was jumping across between the two of them, being a fucking shithead.
Like Dumb and Dumber or something.
Yeah. And so bedtime rolls around, I'm lying in bed. And somehow, with all the force a little 5-year-old can muster, I throw myself, like, roll across the bed and smash my face into the bedside table. The corner of the bedside table.
Oh, you could not have said a worse piece of furniture in that room.
And where it hit is right, like, on the edge of my eye socket. And
you almost lost an eye.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so this is like 1 or 2 a.m. I, as a 5-year-old, scream bloody murder. Parents come running in, and this is a head wound. So there is blood everywhere. This is The Shining we are talking about here.
Your
Like-
parents shit themselves.
Yeah. So I can only imagine what their reaction was. I mean, this was forever ago. I don't entirely remember the pain, so I mean, maybe that's a bit of a cop out. So the only other one I can think of isn't really like an outside injury. I know I said not that one, but like when I was on basic training in Quebec, it was very, very dusty. And I ended up getting induced bronchitis.
Oh,
And I could barely breathe. I was put on, your regular blue inhaler and then the orange steroid one as well, because I had like 10% lung volume. Like, I could barely breathe. And for those who don't really know me, which is, hello, internet, I swim competitively. I can hold my breath for like a minute and a half, or at least I used to. I can maybe hit 45 seconds now. Like, I have good lung volume, I have good lung capacity, so not being able to breathe absolutely crippled me. And that was like, and it hurts when you're trying to force your lungs to take in more air and like working the muscles like in your rib cage over time, and it's just like, that shit hurts.
I can imagine your lungs just making like a type situation when you keep trying to force an inhale.
It's like the sound that they actually make. Like, if you ever listen, I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there with like different lung conditions, and so you get that like wheezing, but it's like a crackly wheeze. If that makes any sense.
I hate how I totally understand what the hell you mean by that.
Yeah, and so it sucked. And the thing is I'm still dealing with that now. I'll still wake up like sometimes in the middle of the night, and wake up, roll over, but then I roll over, it's like, and I'm just like, it feels like fucking ghost kicked me in the stomach, and I can't like breathe, like I got the wind knocked out of me. So, yeah.
I can imagine you having a lovely dream. You're just like, oh, this is awesome. And then just have a whole thing because of it.
Yep.
Oh, that's horrible.
That would suck. See, when I was little, I would do like the most outrageous things and it would be fine. And now I roll out of bed the wrong way and my whole back hurts. Like, my mom and like my entire family reminds me of like when I was little, I used to ride my tricycle down our inside steps and our outside steps, which our outside steps are wood and then lead to concrete.
Oh.
And then I would fall and then just ride my tricycle around like on the hill, and then there was a giant hill, which is the hill that we mostly go sledding on, and I would hike my ass up there and ride my tricycle down it into a thorn bush and then walk it up and keep doing it again.
God, you were always a masochist. You're just like,
I mean,
again.
my dad started hitting me when I was 4, so...
Oh my god.
I never had a fear of heights. I would climb, like free climb, like 30-foot tall trees when I was younger. Like when I was like 10, 12, and just full send it right up the tree.
Do you think you could do that now?
I can touch the top of the tree. What the fuck are you talking about?
I could probably still do it. Would I? No.
Dude.
Oh, also, with the new update, can we talk about what's happening with the Try Guys?
I mean, they said it,
Oh
so
my
pop off.
God. First off,
of all, that video...
Can we talk about you? Is it? I'm so bad
Yeah.
with their names. Eugene?
Yeah, like Eugene, literally, I made a TikTok about it, but like, his wrath, oh my
The amount
god,
of
you
top
could
energy.
tell.
Like,
I felt the anger watching that video.
Honestly, because like Ariel's is like his, like, I honestly thought him and Becky were closer, but apparently he and Ariel are like best fucking friends. Like, so I can't even imagine. And like, that helped confirm, because there was a whole bunch of like rumors that like they've known for a while, they've known just a little before we all knew, because they were trying to work from a business perspective and everything, and then it got leaked.
Okay, well, for a bit of context for someone who may not watch them, the Try Guys are people on YouTube. It was 4 guys, Keith, Eugene, Ned, and I always forget Zach. Jesus, I always forget his name. I keep wanting to call him Ian for some reason, but that's Smosh. God, he looks like an Ian. Anyway.
Well, see, every time I hear that name, I don't know if you guys ever had it in the States. There was a show up here called Being Ian. I just get the theme song in my head. Being Ian.
That sounds familiar.
But anyway, so they were on BuzzFeed for a while, and then they started their own company a few years ago, like 2018-ish.
Yeah, well, they've been making content for about 9 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, so like we've seen them grow and everything, and since the beginning, Ned, his whole thing has been, I love my wife, and they have 2 kids together. And then they broke off from BuzzFeed and started their own company, and obviously they had their own producers and all that. And beginning of September, I can't remember exactly when, but
it said mid-September, like the 16th or something.
Yeah, but there was released that Ned. Hold on, I'm choking on a chocolate chip cookie. Wow.
Okay, we have all choked on something. Rye, you're next.
There was like pictures going around that Ned was cheating on his wife with one of their executive producers. I don't know, producers, I can't remember what her thing was. And she was engaged to a person she had been with for 10.5 years. And then everything was confirmed, and they kicked Ned out. And just earlier today, they released a 5-minute statement of, it was Eugene, Zach, and Keith, and you could see each of them in a different stage. Like, Zach was grieving. Like, and the thing is that we were just talking about Eugene, but I want to talk about Zach for a second, because, like, he didn't just lose, like, you know, a colleague and a best friend. He lost a best man for his wedding. Someone that he has grown with, who has seen this relationship from the start. He lost that. And then, like, Keith is full of just, like, disappointment. And, like, it's so heartbreaking. But then Eugene's over here, like, if I have to speak this motherfucker's name, hell is, I'm gonna...
That is the literal definition of the word seething. I've never seen someone more annoyed over someone in that context.
Oh, he wasn't just annoyed, he was fucking...
Well, yeah.
I legit, I would be terrified to be in that room. I'm gonna quote my own TikTok, but, like, I want to be in that room that when that all went down, but I'd be so fucking terrified, because I feel like Eugene would have gone off. I feel like Eugene would have been, like, he either would have been, like, sitting straight up, or he would have been standing up with his, like, with one foot in front of the other, screaming at Ned.
I was gonna say, just sitting there, staring, not saying a fucking word.
And if Ned wouldn't have been in that room, 'cause I'm sure they talked about it without Ned, but when they found out, I feel like Eugene probably, like, walked out of the room and then came back in and was like, get the fuck out.
I bet Eugene didn't believe it. You know, because to be fair, I feel like Ariel
wanted to believe it until they had the physical proof. Like,
yeah, well, they had to do so many, like, internal investigations and everything, and there's still things that they can't come out and say because of the investigations, and there's still legal stuff going on, because, like, not only is this, like, something obviously horrible with cheating, it's also, like, legally and all this, because, like, it wasn't just employee, it was boss and employee.
Yeah,
so you have to make sure there was no, like, quid pro quo or, like,
yeah, and it ruined this is what they've built for almost 9 years, and he just ruins it for what? And the fact that one, you would cheat, but two, cheat on Ariel. Have you seen Ariel?
Ariel is beautiful.
She's fucking gorgeous. And there's I'm gonna put a little humor to this. but there's a young Gravy. There's a possibility of hooking up with Ariel,
Well, I'm sorry.
and I hope so.
That upsets me that you said that, because that tells me you didn't see the video from TMZ that came out today.
I did.
Then what do you mean?
Wait, no, the one with Ariel and Ned.
Yeah, and they said, "Yep, we're working it out. We're fine."
I honestly think she was just saying that. I really hope that Ariel comes to her. I hope Eugene talks some sense in her, and I honestly think that they're doing it for the kids.
Yeah, those poor kids. Like, they're
how old are the
still
kids?
infants.
Really?
Wesley is
4? Not even?
4 or 5, and Finn is a year old,
Yeah,
maybe a year and a
Finn
half.
just came out the cooter. Like, has no idea about the world yet.
And there's, like, because obviously we don't know how long it's been happening. That hasn't been released yet, but there's rumors that this has been happening since around the time Finn was born.
Oh, you're fucked.
It's messed
And
up.
because,
Get him out of the fire.
because he,
No.
after she gave birth, he immediately went on tour and then was doing cooking shows and doing all of this. Like, he left her alone with a newborn and a toddler.
Yeah, and it's the crazy bit to me is just a few months ago, I started watching them. I watched Keith eat everything on the menus of different restaurants.
Best videos. I
Love
just want to
those.
say that. Those are my best. Those are the best Try Guys videos.
He'll go to McDonald's, Wendy's, Olive Garden, and get literally every item on the menu and try each one and then just say if it's good or not. He is a crazy dude, and I aspire to have that stomach. But they are all like so funny, and that's how I first started seeing them. My mother and like my family know about them just because I've played it, and they're like, "What is this?" Like, it's the video of all of them getting Brazilian waxes, and that was the first thing I ever saw of theirs. And I put it on the living room TV, and everyone's watching it, fucking cracking up, dying, and I'm like, "These guys are funny," and I started watching them. Then my ex at the time was telling me, "Oh, I watched Try Guys my whole life." I'm like, "Fuck, okay, now everyone's watching them." And then I mentioned it, and Beth told me. But then, so I get it from all those aspects. But then people who have no idea, so my brother excluded from the people who watched it, he comes into my room the morning of and goes, "Yo, who's Ned and who's the Try Guys? What is going on?" And I had to explain it to him. Every aspect of person I had to explain it to, or we all just know it for different reasons. It's crazy how much this is reaching out.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
Touchy.
So it's horrible. But it's as much as like yeah, there's drama, and I'm obviously I love drama. Like, we have to take note that like real people were hurt in this. It wasn't just like, oh my goodness, people cheated. Oh my goodness, it was like people were hurt. Like, they lost a best friend, and all of this happened. And again, we don't even really know. Like, they're gonna try to put out videos as much as they can the rest of the year, and there are videos that they can't release now. And like, they just released an entire show on Food Network that they can't cut.
Yeah, they made a
because
TV
Ned's in
show
it.
with this dude, and they can't do anything.
And then they said, beginning of the year, there might be things happening. I'm like, what's changing? I'm so afraid, because like, with all of this, we don't know, because there's still legal investigations. Like, there's a good chance, not a good chance, but there's a possibility that they just can't do it anymore. And
Well,
that fucking sucks.
That does suck. And
I saw a couple things that they just get some other white guy that looks exactly like him.
I hope they bring Miles in. I'm just gonna put that out there. Miles should be either Mile or Crazy. Not. Yeah.
Just
I wish
replace
my
him
name
with
was
somebody
Crazy.
else.
yeah, but I feel like
I
people
really
would
want to be
bitch about
Miles.
that if they do switch him out with someone. But
No,
Well, I've
no,
seen a whole bunch of
I
things that
honestly
should
don't
be
think
Miles.
people would complain. I think people would complain about who they choose.
yeah,
'Cause I'm
that's,
sure,
that's more what I
but-
mean.
And I know
What
they're not
that'd
gonna
be
do it like
about
right away, but like, I feel like they should slowly incorporate Miles, because like, Miles is basically already an official like Try Guy.
Well, I think it honestly kind of works for the brand that there's 3 of them. because then they're
Right.
the try guys, and it has a double meaning. I feel like that, like, jokes aside, that's genuinely good for them.
It's true. That is very true. And it's, and I know, like, their producers and their social media people have been, like, props to them, because they've been going through, like, immediately changed everything on the website, changed everything on the social medias, and they're going through and cropping them out and editing them out as much as they can. Like, that's a lot of, like, work.
There's a crazy
imagine
good editing team, dude.
Imagine putting together a video, spending hours and hours and hours editing it, and then all of this happens and having to go back and redo that.
Yeah, it's like the editing team on this company is ridiculous, but then you cut to like The Walking Dead that couldn't animate a deer. Like sometimes they just blow chunks, and this company's doing justice.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to, you know, Eugene, Zach, and Keith for the way they're handling this, because I know it's really hard, but the fact that, like, because there are some companies and some, you know, situations where this happens and they're like, oh, we're sorry, but they still keep them around. Like, no, they were like, no, we're not associated with this. This is not something we condone. I was like, thank you for finally putting consequences to something like this.
The thing is, though, when they have the sponsored videos, like they had mentioned in the video, like if they were sponsored by someone and like Ned is in the video, then they
have to release it.
Yeah, they legally can't really do much about that.
They can try to, like, edit him out as much as they can, but there are going to be situations where they've filmed videos, they were in contracts that they have to release, and I feel like people who aren't going to realize that if they haven't really paid attention, they're gonna be like, ew, why? It's like, no, like, you have to understand that sponsorships and contracts, there's no way to get out of it. Like, I know that they're probably there's a few
that scared the shit out of me, dude.
At least one every episode,
like,
isn't it?
Yep.
I'm sure, like, some companies, like, sponsorships might be like, hey, like, we'll give you this amount and you guys can refilm it or do this if you can. But obviously there are some that, like, won't do that, or you can't do that. And that's going to be something that is going to be hard. But I'm not as pissed off as Ned as I am.
I'm not mad.
I feel,
I'm just disappointed.
No. as pissed off as I am at Ned, I feel like I am more upset and heartbroken for Ariel and the Try Guys. Like, feelings, it wasn't,
and you know,
just,
like, there'd be a huge difference if it was just like, yeah, they were just both really drunk and had this, like, makeout session, but it's been going on for, like, a long time, which is, like, messed up.
Yeah. Like going out to bars, going to concerts together, like, no. Like, what are you kidding me? It's absolutely insane what people do these days. Like, as someone who has cheated, and I hate it that I have, literally, there was no reason. Like, again, like, I'm not trying to make an excuse. Like, I was really manipulated by a huge fucking narcissist with a god complex. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse. Like, I still did know what I was doing. Like, I knew that I was cheating on this person. But at the same time, it was like I had that manipulation. And me and that guy have talked multiple times about it. Like, we've both forgiven me and all of that. But there are situations where, like, it's fucking ridiculous. And as someone who's also been cheated on, it's a horrible fucking feeling.
Even to the aspect of being on the opposite end and be like, okay, I helped that person cheat. Like, that wasn't, you know, like that's a bad situation too.
I've been the cheatee before too.
You've been the cheatee, and the cheater. The cheat fecta.
See, I haven't been as involved with people as you have, but I've definitely had a couple talking stages where it's like, we're talking, and then we stop talking for a couple days, and things are going good. I'm not like stop talking, but like things just slow down, and then boom, they hard drop a relationship with somebody else, and it's like, oh, okay.
Well,
And that
because
just kind of
I've
feels
been
like
in a
emotionally
situation.
cheating, but
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so like the person that I lost my virginity to, he was in a
Gross.
relationship. I knew that.
Yikers.
And then that whole situation where I cheated, and then I've been cheated on by the guy that I cheated with. Once a cheater, always a cheater. But I can't say that because I haven't cheated since that one scenario.
You boned yourself.
I did just, it's fine. But and then like, but so it's just I don't know. I'm not condoning it. Like if it would have been like a one-time thing, I get it. It didn't have to be like, oh, that big of a deal. Well, not quote unquote not big of a deal. And cheating's cheating. But the fact that it was all of this and like it's just absolutely fucking insane.
Agreed.
Don't cheat, people, because you suck.
Don't cheat. Cheaters never prosper.
But we're gonna wrap it up. This has been a pretty long episode, and our editor, I'm just gonna call him our editor. Our editor is gonna have
A field day with this one.
a field day with this one.
Kick me in the mouth.
Give a round of applause to our
it's
editor.
okay.
Who,
Just tell Austin I'll send him a big bag of ketchup chips or something.
Oh, hell no.
Bay Austin and Canadian snacks. But Rye, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
You can join anytime.
Well, yeah, honestly, yeah, we have we gotta like actually like write down like, okay, this is what we want to talk about in this episode and stuff like that, and have like actual like topics instead of just like winging it. But yeah,
I totally do that, but we always just end up going off on a tangent, and then I just never mention it. I have so many things.
But Rye, do you have any last words before Chandler and I do our close off?
Well, I know what the typical closing is, so I'll just say, go drink some maple syrup, eh?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Chandler, any last words, Chandler?
Don't forget to pet your local squirrel. They need love too.
You heard it here, folks. Don't forget to pet your local squirrels. I think that should be our thing. We should just say one random thing of nonsense.
I was just thinking that. Fuck yeah. It's like the end of iCarly.
Just some fucking nonsense. So, thanks for joining in. We hope to catch you next time. And from the mouth of Chandler, don't forget to pet your local squirrels.
Bye-bye now.
Guys. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye
Oh,
now.
and, drink your fucking water, take your fucking medicine, and maybe eat some goddamn food today, too. What, we're completely forgetting about that? Have you taken your meds today, B? Huh?
I haven't taken
Yeah,
my
take
meds
your
in a
fucking
few
meds.
months.
Oh my god.
Wait, we gotta, I think we should all just do bye-bye now. So, Rye, go ahead, do your bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Chandler?
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.